This is Amplifyou, the podcast about you discovering your message and broadcasting it to the world. If you're a coach, author, or speaker, you'll want to tune in. If you're looking for the best return on your time investment to get your message out to the world in a bigger way, we're giving you full access and behind the scenes look of how we're running our podcast, how our clients have found success, and what you can do to launch your podcast today. The world needs your message. I'm Michelle Abraham, the host. Join my family as we unleash your unique genius and find the connections you need to launch your adventure today. Join us and let's get amplified.
All right, phase 3. Hey, we're motoring along here. We got about 25 more minutes here. Phase 3 is the launch plan. So now you've got all the pieces together. You've thought about the messaging. You've put all the pieces together in the making of it. Now it's time to market it and launch it, get it out there in the world. Okay, so here's kind of a working backwards launch plan. And so we kept this so that you could, you can create your own launch plan here. On a high level, this is what we do. 4 weeks out is that you want to start getting together with your podcast coach, start getting together with the team that's going to help support you on the launch, whether that's your internal team or your external team. You want to come up with the messaging and the mission and the graphics, right? And then this is where you want to start sharing. Do you like this music or this music? Do you like this podcast? Oh, there's a podcast coming. Oh, look at me. I'm set up in my podcasting studio. So this is on social media. You start sharing this content. Week 3, now we're starting to get into like the scripting of it. What do you think of this title or this title? What do you think about, some of the things that you want to be doing is like your titles, your descriptions, your kind of outlining your episodes, setting up your studio. Those are all the things that you can start sharing the behind the scenes pictures of in week 3. Week 2, now you're getting close to launching. So now you've interviewed some guests. So maybe you have some previews of some of the guests you've had. Maybe you are now recording your solo shows, recording your trailer. That's what you're doing. And then you're sharing maybe little pieces of it, maybe an audiogram, a countdown to the launch date. Maybe you're introducing a contest. Oftentimes our clients will launch with a contest because they will then be able to get a little bit more momentum and a little bit more, a little bit higher up in the rankings when you launch with a lot of people going to your show in the first 48 hours of it going live. And that's something you can recreate at any time. There's 2 different metrics that you want to watch for. And the metric is like how long people listen for. And so shorter episodes are a bit better for that. And then also when people go to your site, how much traffic is going to your show within the first 48-hour period of a show releasing. So it doesn't have to be the first episode. It could be any episode. So if you want to boost yourself up some of the rankings, you just drive more people to your show over a short period of time. Okay, so those are all the things that you want to share week 2, about when the launch date is there a contest, what's happening, how can people get involved? Week 1, the idea of week 1 is that you're going to be finalizing all your episodes, all your show notes you're writing, they're publishing your episode, you're connecting it to your website, you're getting it all ready to launch. Week 1, what you're sharing on social media and sharing with your audience is maybe some struggles you've had podcasting, or maybe some things that you've learned from your adventure so far. How can they support you further on this adventure? When the episodes go live, you want to send people to like episode 1, day 1, episode 2, day 2, episode 3, day 3. So you're getting a lot of people there the first week, and then you can go into the weekly shows after that. All right. So hopefully that was helpful. So now we're going to talk about repurposing for a second. So, podcasting is a really, really, interesting thing. So podcasting is in audio format, right? But 99% of our podcasters record a video. And when you're recording a video, it's because you're usually having a conversation with someone else. You're interviewing someone. So there's 2 people there. I like seeing people when I'm talking to them. So why not use that video? Right? So video seems to be like an afterthought for most podcasters. So you go there wanting to do the audio content, but you might as well get the video content when you're there too. If you record a video on Zoom, luckily most people record on Zoom or use an external recording studio like Riverside FM or Squadcast or something like that. But a lot of people are on Zoom. And on Zoom, you can get the video recording. So after you're done recording, it downloads the video and the audio. So you can just send the video off to your team to edit. And as they're editing the video, they can also just extract the audio from the video. Yes, that's right. So Spotify now allows videos. We also upload a lot of the videos to YouTube. So might as well. YouTube, did you know, is the number 3 podcasting platform? Has nothing to do with podcasting, but it's the number 3 podcasting platform out there. So random, right? So might as well go where the people are and put your things over on YouTube. Some things that you might want to consider on YouTube is put those short little videograms and YouTube shorts. Those do really well on so little pieces of your podcast. So thinking about your content strategy overall, so many people said to me over the years, I can't do podcasting. It's like another one of those social media things that I'm already doing, Twitter and LinkedIn and everything. Well, that's fine. No problem. But think about your content in this way. What if you didn't have to do all those other things and you just started with all the content for your podcast, and say you sat down once a month and recorded 4 episodes. You record 2 with guests, 2 by yourself. And then that's it. You send them off to your team to help you edit it, put it all together. You only think about your podcast once a month. I record 10 episodes in a day once a month because I have 3 podcasts. So that's how I do mine. And if you're going to do your editing yourself, I wouldn't also then do all the editing and all the show notes and everything all in one day. I would do it in batches, right? So if you're going to do all the recording, try to do it in one day. The benefit of that is that you're in the flow of it and you remember what you said last episode because it was only a few minutes ago. So you can kind of intertwine your episodes together. You also are in the flow of it. So while you're doing one activity, instead of like going from a coaching call to a podcast episode to then going to, pick your kids up from school kind of thing. So that's all interrupted. It's better if you do a batch of it together a long period of time. So that's why I pick once a month. I get all the content from there. From that content we created on the podcast, we now can get videos for YouTube. We get audios for all the podcasting platforms. We get quotes from the guests we've had or things we've said on the show. We get audio, you can do videograms or audiograms. You can do YouTube shorts. We could get all of our social media content. We can get tweets. We can get a LinkedIn post. All of that comes from this. All of it comes from the podcast. If you just did that and say you took each podcast episode and you created 2 or 3 things from each podcast episode that you can put on social media each week, you've pretty much covered, your episodes, that's almost like what, once a day kind of publishing of social media content. So it's not hard to do. It's just thinking about your social content and your content strategy in a different way. And we have clients that take it to like this next level of like they're theming all their episodes and they're theming it all that way. One strategy I can share that I'm doing in the new year, because I love recording episodes, but I find it so disruptive to do it like, 1 this day or 2 this day or 3 days this day. I like to do it all together. I'm going to be doing it live. So once a month, it's going to be run like a little mini live summit. I'm going to have 6 interviews. And it's going to be specifically around a theme. So perhaps in January, it might be around visibility. And I'll have 6 experts that come in and talk about visibility. We're going to record it live. So anyone from our community can come and listen live. It will be streamed live. And then after the recording is done, I'm going to press stop and then invite people to come and do a Q&A with that expert for a few minutes afterwards. And we're going to run it like that all day long, once a month. And then those episodes, I'm creating extra content for our members in our, platform. Then we're also creating an experience for people. They can come live and talk to the expert. And then also I'm creating all of my podcast interviews in one time for the whole month. And I don't have to worry about it the rest of the month. So just wanted to give you that the inside scoop on my content strategy is for 2023. All right. And Karen, if you need to know where you find a good podcast team, well, we're all here. Amplifyou that's the thing that we do. We've launched over 300 shows. We manage anywhere between 50 and 75 shows a week. Our team is your experts. We have 3 or 4 people with each show that are doing everything for you. You have one dedicated podcast manager. That's your person. We have a completely done for you service. So you actually record, and then our team will take it, we'll edit it, we'll visually edit it, audio edit it. We'll put the intros and intros together. We will even write your show notes on some packages. We will publish your show. We'll give you back cover art design with your guests on there. We'll give you back your videogram that you can promote on social media. And some packages include us doing more social media stuff, and it makes it super easy so that all that you're required to do is record. We've heard from our clients, and I know from doing it myself to begin with, about 5 hours of time is what it takes to publish between recording, publishing, and editing a show each week and promoting it. If you take those 5 hours and you times it by 4, that's 20 hours a month of your time. Our team can make you money. You pay our team to take over those 20 hours, you can make a heck of a lot more money in your business than you can do to pay us to do your podcast for you. So we're just giving you back that time so that you can focus on what you do best. As we like to say, we like to keep our clients in the zone of genius. Your zone of genius, I can tell you, is probably not editing videos and audio. Probably not creating cover art. It might be, but even so, it's probably below your pay grade. If you're the CEO of your business, you're the entrepreneur, it's probably not worth your time to learn how to do all those things when you can just have a team do it for you. So that's why we started podcast management. That's why we love podcast management, because we can allow our clients to just do what they do best, and then we can do what we do best and help you get it out there. All right, so got last few minutes here, and I want to go through a few more things. So here's our repurposing thing. So kind of play around with this. Put your podcast content idea here, and then see how many different pieces of content you can get from your podcast episode. So how many different ways? So we've got blog posts, audiograms, videograms, social media posts, quote cards, tweetables, LinkedIn posts. We've got shorter videos. So many different ways that you can create that content and put it out there. Also, as an extension, think about what I was saying before. So what else can you do to make money from that content down the road? Maybe you ask that one question to every guest. Maybe it's you're turning that into a book or a new training program. So think about how many ways you can repurpose that content.